What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Bears Focus podcast. It's your host, Colin, here. Today, we're going to talk about a little news from the week and some things that we're really looking forward to with these Bears. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for me. We really appreciate that. So, let's get right into it. So, this week, we know Ian Cunningham did have his second interview on Wednesday with the Jacksonville Jaguars for their general manager position, and um, he got passed on. So the Jaguars ended up signing Rams personnel exec James Gladstone as their GM. So, congrats to him. We'll see what he does. The Bears will end up keeping Ian Cunningham. So what that means for them, for the team, really, they won't be getting those 2 third-round compensatory picks. It would have been one this season or this draft and one next year's draft, but they won't be getting those. It would have really been nice to have them, package them up to trade, maybe even just use them, get some more players in, some pieces on the line in the trenches. Would have been nice, but we're keeping Ian Cunningham, so that's good. We'll be able to keep him and Ryan Poles together. Seems like they work well together, so that's always nice too. It looks like Ryan Poles is also in talks to get an extension, so we'll see how that goes. They may line him up with Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson just got signed, so we'll see how many years they give Ryan Poles. I think he only has a year left, so I think that he should definitely get extended. He's done pretty good for the most part. Let's see how this season goes. The Bears also made their first major cuts of the offseason on Friday to free up some cap space, some salary. So they cut Gerald Everett, tight end. He wasn't used too much. And I was actually kind of shocked about that. I thought he would have been used a lot more than he was, but they just didn't utilize him. So he's cut. He's gone. They were able to save $5.5 million in salary with that move, and they also let go of DeMarcus Walker, defensive end. He had a 3-year deal. I think this was the last year of his deal, and they saved $5.2 million. So overall, $10.75 million they were able to save with those 2 cuts. And now they're close to that $80 million salary mark in cap space. So like we said last time, they're going to have a lot of cash. They're going to have some money to spend. And what should they spend it on? Offensive line, guys. That's right. Offensive line. All right. That's where we need to get fixed. All right. We've got receivers. We got DJ Moore out there. We got Roma Dunze. All right. We got a tight end in Cole Kmet, even though now we'll need, another one. But, hey, we can get that guy in the draft. We've got a running back in Swift. And, again, we may need another one, but we can get that guy late in the draft. All right. We need to address the offensive line. And so, today, we're going to go through 3 different scenarios on how they can use this money and fix that offensive line. All right? First, I'm going to give you the most realistic option, okay? The one that can likely happen in this world, all right? Not the fan's dream, all right? That'll be the next one. Scenario 2 will be the dream scenario, all right? Where everybody wants to talk about getting the best, having the best, all right? That'll be number 2. And then number 3, I'm going to talk about just what I specifically would do, all right? If I was GM of the Chicago Bears, what I would do to fix this offensive line. So let's get right into it, all right? Option number 1. Again, this is the realistic option, all right? Move number 1. We signed Trey Smith, offensive guard, Kansas City Chiefs. All right, we get him in, bring him to the team, put him over on that right side with Darnell Wright. fix up that right side, lock that up for the next 5 or so years. Boom. Great move, good move, and I think that's very likely to happen. All signs are pointing to the Bears offering him a big contract. So let's get that done. All right. Number 2, sign center Ryan Kelly. All right. He's a free agent from the Colts. I think this is a really good move because it gives us a chance to still save some money and get a serviceable center in the building. All right. I know we still got Ryan Bates on the team. He was hurt a lot, didn't really play. Who knows what really he has to offer, you know? Hopefully he can be good or at least be replacement level. But let's get in somebody else. Bring in Ryan Kelly. We'll still have Bates in as a backup. Ryan Kelly will be our new starting center. All right? Now, with those two moves, we pretty much got the right side of our offensive line set. Darnell Wright at right tackle. All right? Trey Smith at right guard. And then we got Ryan Kelly as our center. I like that right side a lot. All right? I like that right side a lot. So let's move over. Let's keep going now to our left guard spot. Now, for this spot, there are two things that I can see happening here. They go out, they sign Mekhi Becton from the Eagles. He had a really good bounce back season. Obviously, he just won the Super Bowl with them. His price is going to go up, but I don't think that it's going to be anything crazy that kicks the Bears out of contention from signing him. Unless he just really goes, unless the Eagles really want him back and you know, obviously he goes back, they just won. Now, that's a possibility. And then there's an option too with that one. All right. The second part of that is re-signing Tevin Jenkins or Matt Pryor. So we got to get somebody at that spot. And Tevin Jenkins, man, I know he's hurt a lot. I know he misses a lot of time. But when he's in the game, he's a mauler. All right. He's great. So I would love to bring him back, a cheaper deal, 1, maybe 2 years. But I don't know how much he's going to actually start. So that's why I want to bring in a Mekhi Becton and then maybe re-sign him as a backup, right? So if we bring in Becton now, we've got so far 3 new starters on our offensive line. Obviously, we re-signed Tevin Jenkins, Matt Pryor. We've got 2 so far. Good offensive line so far. I like it. I think it's much better than what we had. And again, these are realistic moves that the Bears can do with the cap space that they have. Obviously, because it's free agency, it's up to the players wanting to come and play for Chicago. But the Bears have the cap space and the salary space to make these moves. And then the last option, obviously, for the realistic part, is that number 10 spot in the draft, right? They are going to have the chance to draft one of the top 3 offensive linemen in the draft, whether that be Will Campbell from LSU, Josh Simmons from Ohio State, or Kelvin Banks from Texas, right? We are going to get one of those 3 guys. My choice would be Josh Simmons, hoping that they get him, you know, if he falls to him. But we'll see. I wouldn't be upset with either of those 3 guys coming to the Bears, and he would be our starting left tackle probably immediately. All right, we still got Braxton Jones. He'll be back up, but this guy, the rookie, will most likely come in and be the starter right away. All right. So this is option 1. This is the realistic option. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, if you think this is realistic or not, what you would change about that scenario. All right. And now, here's scenario number 2, the dream scenario. All right. What every Bears fan would want to see happen, nobody would be upset about. I think this would be the greatest thing in the world for us. And because this is a dream scenario, it's not out of the realm of possibility for them to actually do this. They have the funds to actually make these signings. All right. So they can make this happen. Again, it's free agency. It's about one, the players wanting to come to Chicago. And then two, if they actually do this. All right. This is a dream scenario, so it's probably going to eat up a lot of that cap space. They may not have too much to do later. But number one, again, bring in Trey Smith. All right. Best offensive lineman out there right now on the free market. It doesn't look like Kansas City's going to put the tag on him. Bring him in the building. He is not leaving until he signs a contract. Trey Smith signed. Right guard. Move number two in the dream scenario. Sign center Drew Dahlman. All right. Bring him in from the Falcons. Now, I know a lot of people are looking at this as a realistic option as well, with Trey Smith and that pairing. And I wouldn't be upset at that either, right? I wouldn't be mad bringing him in and Trey Smith alone on the line. I think that would be pretty good. He's the top center out there. Atlanta may end up keeping him. So to even get him, it might be an overpay. All right. The Bears will probably have to overpay. And it won't be anything crazy. I don't think it'll get up to the 20 million number like it's at for tackles. So he'll probably be in that 13 16 range as far as millions. And I think that's a good range, right? That's not too bad. Bring him in. Move number three for the dream scenario. Sign Ronnie Stanley. All right. Now we're bringing in a top left tackle, a dog. All right. We got a center in that's a stud. We've got a guard that's a stud. Now look at this line that we got. At right tackle, we got Darnell Wright. At right guard, we got Trey Smith. At center, we got Drew Dahlman. And so far at left tackle, we've got Ronnie Stanley. That's nasty right there. That's the offensive line right there. I ain't going to lie to you. Put whoever in at that left guard spot. That is an offensive line for that ass. All right? And we got one move left for the dream scenario. Don't forget, y'all, we still got the number 10 overall pick in the draft. And yeah, you know what we're doing already. We are drafting one of the top 3 offensive linemen. All right? So now our offensive line consists of left tackle, Ronnie Stanley. Left guard, rookie lineman. All right? He's going to have to come in and play guard for a little while. Sorry, Rook. You better ball at that spot. You can come in and play tackle once Ronnie Stanley's gone. I know he's up there in age. All right? But for now, you're going to come in, you're going to play guard. Center, we got Drew Dahlman. Right guard, we got Trey Smith. Right tackle, we got Darnell Wright. Oh, my word. Yo. This is not the old Bears. All right? This ain't the Bears no more. This is the new Bears right here. All right? This Bears offensive line is going to eat defenses for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All right. This would be a crazy offensive line. I would love to see this happen. Now, I think every Bears fan is with me. We would all love to see this happen. That's why this is a dream scenario, because it's most likely not going to happen. But we can dream about it, and we can have fun with that. All right. Tell me down below in the comments what you guys think about that dream scenario. Is that you guys' dream too? Do you want to see this happen? All right. This monster of the midway offensive line. All right. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And now for scenario number 3. If I was the Bears GM, right? If Colin is GM of the Bears, what is he going to do? what do I do? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. You start everything from the trenches, all right? Everything. That's where the game starts, all right? If the trenches are bad, you're going to lose. We just saw it in the Super Bowl, guys, all right? We saw what happened to Kansas City because their offensive line could not stop a four-man rush. A four-man rush could not be stopped. And they lost the game. So, what I would do if I'm GM, first things first, again, we got to go get our man, all right? Trey Smith, boom. Bring him in. He's signed. Move number 2, I'm going Ronnie Stanley. I have to get the top offensive lineman in free agency. I got to get him in the building, all right? So we're fixing that. We're getting that left tackle spot fixed. Sorry, Braxton Jones, you're probably a super cool guy, but we need better play at that position. Move number 3, I'm bringing in Ryan Kelly. I don't want to go too crazy, right? We want to save a little money in there. I don't want to go too crazy. So I'm bringing in Ryan Kelly as my center. So now we got Darnell Wright at our right tackle. We got Trey Smith at our right guard. We got Ryan Kelly at our center. And we got Ronnie Stanley at our left tackle. So, number 4, what I'm going to do is bring back Tevin Jenkins and Matt Pryor. And again, I'm bringing them both back because Tevin Jenkins just gets hurt, man. He can't play a full season. We know this already. So I don't want to be stuck when that time comes. So we're going to have Matt Pryor in as a backup. He played well in some backup spots last season, and that's kind of where he belongs. So that's what I'm going to do with the offensive line, right? Trey Smith, Ronnie Stanley are maulers out there, and we still got Darnell Wright. Bring in Ryan Kelly, Tevin Jenkins, Matt Pryor in there. Decent offensive line. All right, let me know what you guys think. Obviously, I don't think it's as good as the dream offensive line. I don't even know if it's necessarily better than the realistic options for offensive line. But here's the kicker, right? This is what we wanted to save money for. Move number 5, Colin, as GM of the Chicago Bears. I'm trading pick number 10 overall and pick number 41 in the second round and a second round pick next season to the Cleveland Browns, and I'm bringing in Myles Garrett. Right there, I just fixed our offensive line. All right, we got left tackle fixed, we got right guard fixed, we got center fixed. And our defensive line just got a bona fide dog. We're set. We are set. Like, everything else that needs to get done now is going to be around depth. That's it now. All right? Through the rest of the draft, all right? Our other second round pick that we have, and the rest of our draft picks that we're going to have, you sure maybe get in another offensive, defensive lineman in that second round. Third round, probably doing the same thing, getting another defensive, offensive lineman. But then 4, 5, 6, 7 picks in those rounds. Now we're going to start toying around with some different things, right? Is there a running back that I like out there still available? Let's bring him in. We'll need that. A young, hungry running back is always good for the team. All right? Any big body receivers out there that's still available, 6'3" and up. I need one of those. All right. We'll train him up. We got to coach him up because he's a late round pick. So we're going to have to coach him up to actually get him to produce. And then, 5, 6, 7, best player available, I guess. Those honestly, those rounds really don't matter too much. You're going to find some there, but not often, right? So that's the dream, or not the dream scenario. This is what I would do, right? This is my dream, I guess. My dream scenario being the Chicago Bears GM. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. Which one is actually the best option, for you guys? Option one, that realistic option, all right, the realistic team option on what Ryan Poles could possibly do and will possibly do. We'll see, as the offseason progresses and free agency starts here in the next few weeks. Do you like the dream scenario? All right, do you guys like that? Are you guys a fan of that? Or do you guys want me to be the Bears GM? All right. Do you like the plan that I have in place on fixing our team immediately, jettisoning us into true contention? Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Again, hit that like, hit that subscribe. This is the Bears Focus Podcast with your host, Colin. Thank you guys so much for listening. Until next time.